Thank you for joining us this morning on Landslide News. Hello, gentlemen. General Ishaya. Ishaya, welcome. And Kingsley, thank you.
Good morning.
Yeah, always there. All right, straight to rhetorics, statements and some ambiguity introduced into fighting terrorism as if there is a middle ground or there is a connection point between the people and criminality. There is no way to integrate criminality into the lives of people, and especially the one that has to rise to the level of terrorism. Elements, people, resources, things that terrorize our people should not by any means be accepted to be part of us. General Musa has released a strict warning once again, saying that terrorism does not only thrive on arms, but rhetoric cover being presented by those that are accepted by the society, now becoming a link between terrorism acceptance to their own acceptance by the society. Specifically, somebody like Gumi, how do you link this warning to what he might be doing thereafter? Do you think he's going to hit to this, or he's going to continue on his advocacy for the terrorists, taking side with the perpetrators and abandoning the victims? Let me start from you, Kingsley.
Good morning. I think it was we normally say a teaching time saves nine, and it was pertinent at this time that the Minister of Defense came out to talk. I think it was overdue, but coming to speak now is very nice so that everybody will know where they fit in. I don't think I say General Gumi, nobody dashed him General. Sheikh Gumi should talk in this manner again. Listen, Nigerian first before you are Hausa, Yoruba, Igbo, Muslim, Christian. Nigerian first, because I've always said what binds us together is the Constitution. It's not because you are black or you are white. What binds us together is the Constitution. And the way the Constitution go, that's the way our law goes. Our laws doesn't adjudicate justice to you because you are Fulani or Hausa or Igbo or Yoruba. That's how it is to everybody. Now, at this point in time, I think beyond even the fact that we are saying a friend of a thief is a thief, the friend that is a thief also should be arrested. The long arm of the law should also catch up with that person that is a thief, and that's one of the things that we must know, because it doesn't look as if it's backing down. Because you see, let me go back a little bit. The former president that we had that is dead now, that's General Buhari. President Buhari. Buhari was an enabler of this terrorist. It was an enabler. There's no way you can say. For example, him even saying that we should go back to the former trail that the Fulani people grazing route. I mean, that was out of touch. We are talking about in the
University of Abuja is on grazing route. You demolish University of Abuja.
Exactly, for grazing route. When the world has moved forward, and it looks as if this particular Fulani enablers are roaming the street and nobody is curtailing what they are saying, what they are doing, how they are enabling. For example, him going to the bushes to meet with the Fulanis that are terrorizing the whole place with police is an aberration of what never should have been.
Those police should have just taken him right from that place to custody.
Yes.
Right. Let me come to you and let me make this statement, Ishaya. In the matters of national security, the chief of defense, that is the former chief of defense staff, the now minister of defense, said that neutrality was not an option. That the choice is clear: stand with the law and the nation, or be counted among those enabling criminality. And now, when you are counted among those enabling criminality, what do we do to you? We'll give you police escort to go to the bush. We'll listen to you, grant press conferences. We'll listen to you to talk all the nonsenses you can dish out of from your mouth when these terrorists are butchering our pregnant women, stopping people from using the highway, chasing our farmers away from the farm, occupying our forests, ensuring that nobody can go there to do anything, kidnapping our children from school, state government, the federal government shutting down unity schools and all that because of these people. But you are allowed to be using microphone to say all the nonsense you can say. You had one time when Issa Pantami said these people are our brothers, so criminals are your brothers. Is there anybody that in jail in Nigeria, anybody in Kuje, Kirikiri that is not a brother or relation to anybody? So what kind of nonsense do we allow to fetter? Why we also use rhetoric to just talk to them instead of getting them arrested and treating them like criminals? Because he said a friend of a thief is a thief. What do you do to thieves?
Well, thank you very much. I think this statement is apt and timely, because I believe very clearly that I've asked some of the generals. They will tell us that, look, they allowed them to do all this kind of nonsense rubbish, because if for any reason they were firm and then were solidly taking our responsibilities, we have everything that it takes to finish this problem. Now, Gumi, when I see the kind of rascality, Gumi is displaying all over the past so many years. The first one was when they kidnapped those students from the college, one of the college agric in Kaduna Mando.
Yeah.
And they took them. He went to the bush. That he went to a kind of mediate with them. He went to have a kind of discussion with them. That was the first time I said that guy would have been arrested, taken off. He did it again. Continuously has done that several times. And then government would always say that we'll leave him. He will go to the bush and come back and say, I've met with these people. They lost their own complaint. They are not happy with what is going on and that. And so what? If for any reason you know that everybody is working hard to earn a living, for you to go and kill innocent people at night, to go and destroy people's farm, and make sure that nobody on the road, you destroy everybody, you kill everybody, and they said you are looking for ways and means of living. That's absolute nonsense. Because I don't think, if I'm in the government, I would never allow that. I have seen it. They did that in Mando. After that, they did when they caught those people from Kujama. There was something. Yes, he went again. The one that happened with the train, Musa, one of his stooge. What's his name? The other.
Is one of his aides.
What's the name? The
one. The trainer matter.
Yes. And Mamu came and then he was talking. He was trying to abuse the conscience of the people. He said that there was one of the Christians that was among those people that was not released, and he said he's not trying to bring politics. Khan should look for how to do it so that it does not become tantamount to what happened the last time when they said they were going to marry them. Just for me, you see a lot of nonsense going in this country, and then those who are saddled with that responsibility cannot take responsibility. They cannot take full responsibility distance to deal with them. And I hope Nigerian government will give General Musa the whole support, because I have asked several times, when you go, even in Zamfara, it's just been they allowed them to do this. But there was time they said the Nigerian army chased them to a river pool side that they cannot go, and then they said go back. The senior said there's during a time they said there's a distant instruction from above. So no, leave them. So all those kind of banditry that we're seeing, it's a kind of a way of making people are just making money. People are just enjoying this thing, and then some people are suffering. We cannot sleep with our two eyes. Now I cannot go to my community and say I want to go and sleep there because I'm afraid of this thing. So it's unfortunate. I hope this time around that they will let President Tinubu support General Musa. Give him all the necessary support. The one they need from the abroad, give it to him so that we can end this kind of monster that is among us.
All right, I've listened to Gumu many times. This is I have stopped myself from listening to him because oftentimes I've never really believed he doesn't know what he's saying. I think he has another ulterior motive behind what he's saying. When you listen to people like that, you think they believe that in the 21st century, maybe they kind of conquering the way they use cutlass and to conquer bushes and dominate what happened in 18th, 17th centuries. Maybe he thinks it's going to happen today. I don't know what they are thinking. Do you think some gun wielding and cutlass wielding Fulani youth or whatever can just go to Onitsha and take over Onitsha? I give them 2 hours, all of them will be slaughtered. It's just because they try to attack villages, attack the weakest part of our community. The weak part. The weak, yeah. So they just do all those things. So at the end of the day, you see somebody like Gumi coming to give credence to them. Oh, it's because of what they suffered. It's because they were neglected. It's because government has not treated them well. And you begin to count those who have been president in Nigeria. Yaradua, Musa, our late president. Who is he? What tribe is he?
Fulani.
Buhari, what tribe is he?
Fulani.
Shagari, what tribe is he?
Fulani.
So and when you look at the percentage of their population in Nigeria, what can you give to them? Go to the northern governors today. How many of them are Fulanis? How many of them are indigenous Hausa? How many of the other tribes? Not as many tribes. So who has been fair she begin to look at it. And at the end of the day, because you think you are from Edo State, you think and conclude that you didn't have all you want. Nobody on earth, living or dead, has all he or she wants. So you should go and rob Central Bank because you believe you have been treated
don't have anything
unfairly. This unfair treatment that Gumi and co are propagating, that message, can they truncate it?
Well, that's the first thing I think the federal government should do, and also if the northern elders as well knows that they are not culpable, they should also lend their voice. The only person that I know that has lent his voice is the Sheikh Sani
at some point.
Yeah, and I think
before the American came, he called the youth and told Fulani youth that he should change the rhetoric.
Exactly.
Fulani should not be known for criminals.
This is a handful of them.
Yes.
You see, the voice was too lean. If you say a voice was too lean, that voice was very, very lean.
Yeah.
I mean,
if we were not in the media, we would probably not catch it.
No, catch. How many people caught it? Do you understand? If we had the big wigs, I've never heard Baba Ahmed talk about this dastardly act that's been committed all over the place. When it comes to politics, he puts his voice there. This is one thing also that he should put his voice and call them out. I mean, big wigs in the north, the emirs, the first class emirs from Katsina. I am one person that should think that the people of Katsina should make sure this present governor of Katsina doesn't come back, because they are the one that are eating the pudding and the killing, and they must decide that this particular governor of Katsina State does not come back. The emir of Dara, the emir of Katsina, where are their voices in making sure and condemning this act of terror? The other day we heard that 70 of them have been released, and they were giving reasons for their release. What reason is good enough for bandits to be released to the society? The ones that have been released in Borno State, where are they? What have we learned? What they do is that when they come out, they gather information and they go back. These things must stop. And let me tell you something. When 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 of them criticize Gumi within the northern region, Gumi will stop all this nonsense that he's talking about.
Okay, let me come to you, Ishaya. You know, if you listen to Trump's incursion, whether through statement or through their recent dropping of bomb at Sokoto, it appears to have, touched the federal government in some form. Musa himself is becoming very vocal. I do know that he was CDS before. His statements will be different as a serving soldier. It will be different from being a minister who is a politician. As it is now. So now the rhetorics are there that the government really want to crush this banditry and terrorism. As a matter of fact, we had the Minister of Information, Yusuf, the other time, tell us that whatever that terrorizes our people, we should stop giving them any sweet name. We should call them what they are. They are terrorists. Do you think, in the next 2-3 months, we are going to see beyond words actual results to show that this government is committed to destruction of terrorism? Not minding whether it's targeted against Christians or not. Let's leave that part. All Nigerians should be safe wherever they are, whether Christians or Muslims.
Well, it's my hope. I hope and I'm praying that let's have a ceasefire for the next 3 months. But the problem with Nigerian, we have a complex situation in Nigeria, because even among the armed forces, police and the rest, there are bad ones that are colliding with them. So if you're fighting a war, and then you have somebody who is your neighbor, who send a kind of espionage, who will send information, you cannot distill the information from the true distance and forward it to the. You have difficulties in maneuvering together get this distance. But if genuinely all of them, because some of them must have tested some part of this nonsense they are doing. Some of them are accomplices. Some of them send their account and the rest of them. And at the end of it, they make their own money. But however, if there's a genuine heart in fighting this terrorism, it shouldn't take us 3 months. In 2 months, we should be done with that thing. Now, with the Gumi that is talking that rubbish that they are listening to him, if you've been to his house, you find out that it's a place that's been barricaded by different security forces. To go there and catch him, it's going to be very difficult for you. Even Nigeria army cannot do it. So, but in any case, because by the time you go, you kill a lot of people will be killed. He has surrounded himself with so many security, armed security that are not military, that are not Nigerian government or distant. He has just few of them, but he has those boys that stay with him. The Andaba and the rest. They surrounded him for you to get him. If he's moving, you could see the kind of convoy he carried. So I don't want that.
Okay, let me come to you. Okay, Moya. You know, the friend of a thief
is a thief.
I'm not saying that because you are seated close to Ishana, you're automatically his friend.
I'm his friend.
I'm not a thief.
But it's not automatic. No. You might be his friend and he's not your friend.
It's for chop.
All right. So we saw Sheikh Tinubu the other day. You know, I don't know if it's photo optics and maybe Photoshop.
No. Don't. You are using so too mild word. He's not photo. It's in the news.
Yes.
He visited.
You know, he visited Gumi.
Yes.
This is somebody Nigerians are expecting to be arrested, detained, and should see no light. You know, somebody advocating for terrorists, making it look like there is a bloodline between terrorism and victims. You know, oftentimes you don't even know who he's standing with. As a matter of fact, we do know he's standing with the terrorists. And you see the son of a president hobnobbing with him. If General Musa Warns Gumi and the likes that a friend of a thief is a thief, that warning is it extending to people like Sheikh Tinubu and all other people?
You see, there are some people that you should be ashamed to associate with. For example, we know of the Epstein case in America. Of course, he's dead now. A lot of people that were his friends when his story came out, they de-associated from him. They publicly did not identify with him anymore because of the act he committed. Now, I mentioned that act because we know Gumi at a particular stage. Listen, Okafor, not everything is politics. Not everything looks as if, oh, let's just rubber stamp it. No. This country, if it burns, everybody will be inside and will all burn. So you can't play politics with everything. Somebody came here the other day, I think Ibrahim, and said, if you go to Khartoum, the destruction extends both to the rich and to the poor. There is people like Gumi that you cannot associate with. Sheikh Tinubu associating with Gumi to make it look as if support my father or we identify with you, it's an error in itself. It should never happen.
All right, Gumi is in Nigeria today because he's a Nigerian.
Yeah, sure.
Remember Gumi, an Islamic cleric. For an Islamic cleric to be banned from entering Saudi Arabia, it means his case is terrible. How come Nigerian government did not even pick it up from there and try to find out why Saudi Arabia banned Gumi from getting an Islamic cleric of that level? Instead, they allowed him to be aiding and abetting terrorism right in our front. Let me tell you, it was even recorded that in the time of Osama bin Laden, he doesn't use phone, he doesn't even use calculator to avoid being traced. But this one uses microphone to canvass for terrorists and is living full life in Nigeria. What should the government do? At least as a symbolism to say, oh, we are not going to tolerate anybody that rhetorically covers and aids terrorism in Nigeria.
Well, I've said it, that the problem of this terrorism that involves Gumi is just that we don't have the political will to take him up. The government is willing. Gumi, just like the way they took Mamu, they can take Gumi. Take him out. If Saudi Arabia cannot even allow him to enter their country, which is one of the highest threshold of the Islamic distance.
Yes.
Is it would have allowed me? Because it's like this. We have allowed us to
really bad.
To be intimidated.
It's really bad.
And that is why I blame the
government. Time is against us, and the friend of a thief is a thief. Conduct KYC on any of your friends before you move on. We'll be right back there.